the protest. So you believe that he should come out too?
That's the point.
Okay.
When Peter Obi went to grant his own interview, he did not call Sowore, he did not call anybody. Sowore took it upon himself to galvanize Nigerians to protest. Why calling out people? Now, this is an opponent. Peter Obi is also a presidential aspirant. You are. Now, I believe that you're trying to cast that stone on Peter to make him lose face within his people. It will be like, oh, Peter Obi did not do this, Sowore did this. I think that is wrong. What Sowore is doing is wonderful, and we are galvanizing our people. And when I want to use the opportunity to tell Igbos, please, let's not make it an Igbo thing. Do you know why? Nigerians has a way of, they will put it on Igbos. For instance, they're calling for them to close the market. I don't agree with them. What I would suggest is, Alaba International, it will be more profitable to this protest if they will send like 200 delegates from Alaba to represent. From Aspanda, they also raised 200 delegates. If they can raise close to up to 1,000 delegates from Lagos to go and represent and provide the needed crowd and open their markets and go about their business. So in this way, they won't tie it on Igbos, all right? So also those in Onitsha and all over the place, I believe that Igbos should come out in mass to support this protest, but shouldn't give it an Igbo face. They shouldn't make it an Igbo thing. Now, after the protest, if they close market, the governors can come back to start alleging one thing or the other. They can say they are the ones that maybe if there's something happens, they will put it on Igbos. They have a way of blaming us. So I think that we should all come out in mass. They should organize themselves and make sure they provide the needed crowd, but they shouldn't make it an Igbo thing.
Finally on this.
Oh my God, a lot is really going on in our country. I just want you to please take your time, some minutes of your time, to listen to this video, this woman, everything she said on this video concerning this protest and what is going on in Lagos State. If you are from the east, you are in Lagos, you do business in Lagos, listen to this woman as she explain what is going on, because now Lagos is full of, is there anywhere they see Igbo man, properties, businesses is marked for demolitions. So take your time, watch this video to the end. And concerning this protest that Sowore is organizing to free Nnamdi Kanu, free Nnamdi Kanu movement protest organized by Sowore. So, the protest is just calmed down. So, how many days from now? Today is 16 and 15, right? So, the protest is on 20th, Monday next week. So, I just want you to take your time, listen to this video today. We'll come back and talk about it. A lot of things is going on in the country that you need to listen to know what is going on. Some of the things going on, especially concerning the protest, reasons of the protest and everything. We'll come back and talk about it because this woman said a lot. Do you understand? So, I want you to please watch the video. Then, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be your guy. Run out for me now.
I don't want us to overflog this. We've been discussing this for the past couple of days, and there are other national issues that I want us to discuss. He said something. He said that they had planned to convict him. So the question is, if the plan is to convict him before any form of presidential pardon will be sought or clemency, he said it's a done deal, that they're pressuring Justice James Omotosho to actually give that judgment. So if that is the case, a couple of Nigerians are asking, then what exactly is the necessity of that protest? Because the government will not listen to you. And what if the whole thing turns awry? Because this administration does not want dissent or any form of criticism.
It is good we have that protest and have it on record. And showcase the kind of people that are leading us. Now, you can see that the way they behave, the abuses have caught the attention of the international community. So with this, and that is why we need to supply the needed crowd. I mean, by the time, and they should also bring international media to cover it. It is very important. Why did we hear about Palestine and Israeli war? It's through Al Jazeera and CNN. So for this kind of protest, it shouldn't be a waste. We should try and invite some medias like CNN, medias like Al Jazeera, and let the whole world see the crowd and the yearning of Nigerians, and then see the kind of president we have. Now, coming to them,
the kind of president we have.
Of course, the kind of
president you want them to see or to listen to the plea of the court.
Exactly. See the kind of a president that does not listen to the plea of his people.
You can't say the president doesn't listen, Madam Pinto. For the president, he wants due diligence to be followed. What if he feels the case is in court, and being a Democrat, that's what he wants?
Now, what due diligence that a court of competent jurisdiction has freed this guy uncountable times? Number one. Number two, the way and manner this guy was kidnapped. They actually kidnapped him from Kenya. Everything about Nnamdi Kanu trial is wrong. So for and now, when they said they want to convict him, I think I agree with you, because what's the essence of retrying him? They have tried him uncountable times and free him. This time that Nnamdi Kanu's counsels have applied severally for them to see reasons to drop this case. They refused, and they are going ahead, to continue to try him. So what they want to convict him? Look, in Imo State, number 4 came to so many court abuses. So this one won't be different. But whichever way they want to do it, I think if we protest and they refuse to listen to us, we should have a much bigger protest. We shouldn't give up. Now, if Sowore is ready to do this, he should know that we have a long way to go. When we protest and they don't listen, we keep pushing and putting pressure.
So I will need you to give us. You visited some of the residents residences and shops that were demolished at Festac. Now, the Lagos State government is saying they're not targeting any particular ethnic group. They're looking at structures that have not regularized their documents. Some of them, possibly they've been warned not to build their structures there and they went ahead. Some of them are blocking drainages and canals. They're also talking about reorganizing the states. They want to give it a certain aesthetic of organization, not having shops and houses just anywhere, against the planning, the blueprint plan of Lagos State. And everyone said constitutionally the state government has a right to pull down buildings that does not give the state any form of aesthetic. And that is not just, Festac or trade fairs as Panda. They also did at Oworonshoki. I think there's also another market called Ifa Market or so. Most of the shops were demolished and they're predominantly Yorubas who actually, use that market. So that nobody should target or give it any form of ethnic coloration. The state government is doing their job. What was the on-the-ground assessment when you visited Festac?
Now, for the Festac, it's not Lagos State government that demolished Festac. It's federal government that demolished Festac. Now, the thing is that about 3 years ago, they moved in there about 3 years ago. Okay. When these people came 3 years ago, and they were challenged by the landowners, the Omoniles. Okay. Now, when they came with their machines, and the Omoniles confronted them. Okay. These people actually moved their way. Then they've not bought. The Omoniles confronted the federal government and said they have a court judgment against the federal government on that land. So they went into meeting, probably showed them all the documents, and they left. Since then, they left. Only for them to come back and start demolition. No notice, with their goods inside. Who does that? With people's waste, no notice. Now, they said even if they were still in court, I'm not sure they've vacated the court. Why demolishing people's properties with goods inside?
So they were mostly shops.
They were mostly shops.
So are you saying there's a deliberate economic sabotage of certain persons?
What else can you call it? Even if it is blocking whatever, you tell people to move their ways. They are losing their building. They are losing their in this hardship. Now, what government does that to his citizens? You should provide for. Igbos are the highest employer of labor. They employ themselves. They don't employ them in Nigeria. They hardly employ them. Now, these people employ themselves, helping you with employment.
And now you went them?
Well, Esther, if you are in this Nigeria, my son finished from Covenant University. We live in Wagada, of course, you know where we live. All the young men, Yorubas that went to school with him, got a job. I had to employ my son. And one day I sat down to calculate all Igbo young men within that hour that graduated. In fact, it's like the Yorubas, before they come out of school, there's a job waiting for them. This is the one I calculated. All right.
I wouldn't say I've been a victim of that, because all the places I worked are owned by Yoruba owners, and they looked at my prerequisite and competence. I'm
looking at this is private organizations.
Okay, private organizations.
Yes,
this is private organizations.
That's what I'm saying. They're private, but when it comes to government establishments, we are not so lucky. But what I'm trying to the narration I'm trying to build is this is a tribe that helps in employment. Okay. If you go to Computer Village, 80% of the secretaries and all that are Yorubas, and these guys employ them. They help in employment. Now, why destroying the goods? My annoyance is not the property they destroy. Why don't you give them notice? Move your things. Take 1 week and move your things. Why demolish? That's number one. Number two, there's a court judgment. Why haven't the federal government come out to refute all this? It's not Lagos State government. Yes, but for their spanda, I also went there. This thing, when they were giving this privatization, that was how they got it. Have they demolished 1004?
Hold on, ma. Before we go to Aspanda, in the case of Festac, their case is still in court.
Yes, from what I had interviews with those people, from what they said this have won the federal government, and the federal government now challenge them in court. The case has not been vacated; it's still ongoing in court.
Okay, while the case is still ongoing, are those properties established in illegal landmarks?
No. The gutter, it's not illegal. I mean, there is a road, there is a gutter. So these properties were built after the gutter. In fact, the case is not whether it's legal or it's blocking anything. No, the case is that the land belongs to the federal government. I think it's one walkway. Okay. But the point is that the owners of the land, the original owners, dragged them to court and won. Okay. Now, like when they came 3 years ago, according to the people, in fact,
they won the case and then leased out the land.
Exactly. Okay. Now, those people were on rent then. When they came and they showed them the court judgment, they left. They moved their product. In fact, they said the woman that led that team was an Igbo woman. So she called them aside and said, remove your things. We're going to demolish it. So they removed their goods. Okay. So when the landowners now settled, they called them back and said, we've settled, and showed them the court judgment they have on the federal government. That was why they moved in, and some of them started buying and building since there's a court judgment. Now, this time around, they came. No notice. My anger is no notice. And you're telling me you're not targeting anybody. Why? Now, when you listen, see, this has made me to go and assume the conversation between former governor of Ogun State, Amusu, yes,
and the vice president.
Exactly what it's like when they were forming APC. Not everybody knows this. A set of them, a set of Yoruba people that formed the APC, and a set of Hausa people that formed the APC has an agenda against the Igbos. And that agenda was exactly what Amusu said.
You're talking about economically crippling.
Yes, yes.
But
Exactly what they were
they
saying.
denied that voice.
How can
They
you-
said it was not from them, it was doctored.
Who doctored it?
Said the conversation was doctored.
We had
that conversation went
we
viral.
had
Yes,
Amosu's
now.
voice. In fact, Amosu was not comfortable with. He was challenging him. If you look at him,
I listened
he
to
said,
it.
"Good luck employing Hausa people." Now, the vice president was speaking with so much hate and passion. I mean, you now know that the Yorubas might not really be involved, but you now know that there is a plan. See, this jihad and this killing was planned. I think a set of people planned it and they are executing it. So now for Lagos, and if you look at the way Lagos state government, it's like they are practicing a regional government altogether. They do whatever they like to do. They don't need to. In fact, the way they even speak, their body language is not all of them. I must tell you, and
it's
that is
the
why I tell
supporters
people,
of the
I
government.
must tell you that Nigerians, we should rise against. I call them gangsters. We should rise against these people in the West, even in the Southeast. Southeast not left out. Governor Obi have his own group that are doing all these things. So we should. And that is why I'm supporting this protest. Let Nigerians for once. All right, now, Obi is not fighting with Sowore. He's an Igbo man. He's not fighting with Shetima. He's an Igbo man. All of them in the Senate and all of the politicians don't fight. Even though they belong to different tribes. But there we come. We that are like each other. I have a shop in Aswani market. I have in Alaba market, and I have other places. There we cooperate like brothers. All right, in Alaba, I'm not sure the Hausa community and the Igbo has ever fought for once. They do business. Where I live, Esther, is one of the most beautiful little estates in Bagada. We Yorubas and Igbos there, we contributed money to build that place. After building it, then we now put pole. What did they do? They came to give us a bill. In fact, we chased them away. Now among us, we live well. I have Hausa customers, I have Yoruba customers, I have Hausa friends, I have Yoruba friends. Our children are intermarried. This is what we use ethnic.
Yes.
Now, our president has to build his own gang, just like exactly what Awolowo did. He gave them free educations and coerced them into going into war. Now, yes. Hold on, Esther, let me come. Esther, wait. Esther, don't shut me down.
I'm not shutting
I'm
you
making
down.
a narration.
But no, we have to be careful with our utterances, and we need to be factual with our historical.
Exactly. Okay, let me be factual about it.
Okay.
Now, there was this genocide in the north, which has no reason being.
It was a pogrom.
Yes, that pogrom has no reason. Young men committed coup. Hausas were there, Yorubas were there, Igbos were there. All of a sudden, it's an Igbo coup. And that was that genocide, and they're trying to settle. Okay, let us go for regional government. This thing is not comfortable, which so many people like. You know that Soyinka went to prison because of that war. He was against it.
He was.
I think Fanike Ode's father too. So many people stood and said that regional government is better for us. Look at what is happening now. Awolowo went into war, representing Yorubas. He actually went into war and put Soyinka to prison. What did he do? Because Southwest was not really with him, he has to offer some things, free education, blah blah blah. And now, why am I bringing this narrative? Tinubu again is towing that line, trying to tell Yorubas we're going to take Igbo people's property. Look at what the first lady.
Hold on, please.
Okay.
Again, we need to be careful. This is a national radio.
Okay, tell me the narration. The narrative is wrong.
We are supposed to preach harmonization and unity.
And that's what I'm preaching.
And we're not supposed to further preach that.
I'm trying to open our eyes.
In as much as the historical threat that has brought us where we are has not been favorable, but we should not reiterate it or embellish anything for any
You know
reason.
why I'm making this? You know why I'm making this reference?
You do not have any critical evidence to say Tinubu said.
I will tell you. I have proof.
Okay.
It is making round the comments of our first lady. Okay. That they will inherit Igbos is all over the place.
She made that statement during one of the elections in 2019.
Good, exactly. God bless you. So what does that tell you?
That is not Tinubu, that's the wife.
Let me tell you what Tinubu said. There was a time Igbos were crying over our former president Muhammadu Buhari's appointments. He came on live TV to say when their brothers were there, what did they do? Their brothers were in power from 1999 to 2014. What did they do? It's on TV. I listened to it. And again, he also made some comments somewhere that the Igbos that came when they were 16 years, they will come with slippers empty-handed and come to Lagos and we accommodate them and they're making money. Now, this is divisive, trying to tell their people, you started building from there. So I have proof. So what am I saying? What am I saying?
It is not a lie. Okay. That the ethnic division and sentiment is very obvious within this administration.
Comes from the politicians.
It is not a lie, it is the truth. Now the question is this: how do we move forward from this?
God bless you. That's what I'm trying to bring out. That Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas. You can see the nation I gave. Where I live, we live in peace. We have our meetings, we have our securities, we pay, we stay together. Why do we now allow these politicians to use tribe and build their political empire? None of their children resides in Nigeria. They buy ridiculous expensive houses for their families in abroad and then fund them with their money. They don't work. look at Soludo's son Ozonna.
Yes.
What is now that boy is in UK.
He's in the US. He has a song. Enjoying himself.
If I tell you to maintain that boy, if I tell you what it costs, but in Anambra, you see how youth. In fact, the other day his agents went to the market, opened fire, and killed 4 people. Children, young men that are hustling, doing business, they kill them anyhow, and then they send their children abroad. Now, why am I making this narration? Let Hausas come out. Let's start with Nnamdi Kanu. Let's stand together, and tell them that you cannot use us anymore. We love each other.
Okay.
Now, they don't fight as politicians. They share our money.
Well,
Hold on, Esther. They keep on borrowing. Let me ask you, all the trillions of dollars they've been borrowing, they share it among themselves.
Obviously.
Do they use it to build road for Yorubas? Did they dash Yorubas? At least Sowore was better. He gave free education, they gained something. Okay. What are the Yorubas getting? They are promising you that they will collect Igbo people's land and give you. That is it. And so, in order to prove that, they have to. Let me talk on Aspanda. The Igbos got Aspanda when they were privatizing. I've not seen federal government or Lagos state government gone to any other federal government properties that was privatized, to go and ask them for regularization and what have you. Now they have been looking for a way to go to Aspanda. Now I went to Aspanda.
All right.
The federal government, when they want to build, they get all the approval from the federal government because the federal government owns that property.
Okay.
Now what Lagos state is saying is that because it is in their land, that they will pay them, they will come and get approval. That is what Amusu said. Collect their money. Don't allow them this, whether it is wrong or right. And now if you go to court, but I've told them to continue to go to court. Let it be on record. Okay. Let us continue to keep those judgments.
So the plan is
and take it to Oikowa's
collect their money, allow them to build, destroy
and frustrate them. That is what it is. And that is exactly what is happening. And they said to learn their trade. Now, what Igbos are now looking at Yoruba working for them as they want to learn their trade and chase them away. Did you see how they used to sow this evil seed? I mean, Igbos will start being careful now. They're not fools. They will start separating themselves from the Yorubas. Now, we help each other. We benefit from each other. In fact, I'm not boasting. The Igbo traders have kept the economy of this country. Somehow, they have contributed a lot. They employ the Yorubas. They employ the Igbos alike. Yorubas buy goods from them. We help each other. Government doesn't help us.
Yes.
Now, it's not them to leave
the
us.
Private sector is holding the economy
exactly.
down.
Now, it's not these people to leave us alone. They keep on using ethnic sentiments to divide us, and we buy into it. That's why I'm giving this, all this narrative. Now, our president was once a Lagos State governor. He was once a senator. His wife was once 2-time senator. His son is woman of for Enugu State, Lagos State governor.
Hold on, I want to take a very short break.
Wow. And even Nnamdi Kanu self, I think he's being denied bail today again. And that one alone is raising a lot of tensions. Do you understand? So, listening to people calling out Peter Obi, others, the way people are even calling out Peter Obi, as if Peter Obi is the only politicians from the Southeast. They are not calling out. Yes, Sowore call others, but others are not even calling others that Sowore have earlier mentioned their names. But now it's just Peter Obi. Anyway, that's not the issues though. But if you have followed Peter Obi since how many years now, Peter Obi has been consistent, speaking out loudly concerning this. And Peter Obi of recent said that there was no need to arrest Nnamdi Kanu at first. There was no need of arrest. All these people are agitation. They are agitating for something, reasons. Why are they agitating? You did not know why they are. Okay, do you think by keeping them in detention, only one person among the 3 ethnic major languages we have different agitators in different regions? So you now think by you keeping one person out of these different regions that are agitating for one reason or the other is the solution to the problem? It's not a solution to the problem. It's not a solution, and it can never be the solution. And if anything happens to this man in detention, it's another problem entirely. Do you understand? So that's another problem. Why not allow this young man to go home? Why not make peace with him? Why not ask questions? Why are you agitating? What do you really want? Nothing. There was nothing like that. You just want to, because this person is from a particular region, that a particular region are not supposed to agitate, they don't have right. They do not have right to demands for what they think they deserve. That is the thing, right? That is the only thing. Because now I could tell you with boldness, that Nnamdi Kanu or even Igbo, we the Igbos, anybody who is not, especially when you live in Lagos, if you are not a Yoruba, you are not or any of the Yoruba state, you are Igbo, or more Igbo they called you, isn't it? So that's why I said that. So it's like we are already going through trial already. All of them going through trial, persecution, just because I don't get it. And this problem can never be solved with this, like this. Like this. Now look at what is going on in Lagos demolitions. destroy people, properties, businesses, just because of what? Hatred, because of jealousy. Because what can you do? What can you do? I am the governor. This is our land. Rubbish. Rubbish. Anyways, coming back to Nnamdi Kanu's Sowore. Yes, Sowore, good one. Kudos to you. If you can do this, mobilize. See, if Nnamdi Kanu, you know me, if you have been following me in my videos, he just like, I do not have the capacity that, I'll tell you for free, I do not have the capacity that Sowore have for now. I will do the same thing. Not just for Nnamdi Kanu. I'll do the same thing. Leading these protests, what happened in different countries, that the youth, they stand for what is right. They demand for their right. And see other countries, see what happened in Nepal, the Gen Z. So if I have the capacity, I'll do the same thing to make sure that all these leaders will unseat them. Do you understand? Now, military had just taken over Madagascar because the president is on the run because of the Gen Z protests. Now, they chased the president out of office. He's nowhere to be found. Now, the military has taken over Madagascar again. Nigeria is not different. Who says the military cannot take over this country again with what is going on now? But if military should take over, is that the right thing? Does it mean that things is going to get better? Going back to military era again? But like I said on my videos yesterday, when things are happening, you don't have any choice but try different options. Do you understand? By trying different options. And now, if Sowore succeeded, this matter is not going to end here. If Sowore succeeded on this protest, he led a peaceful protest, Nnamdi Kanu released, and they truly released Nnamdi Kanu, forget it. These leaders, the next protest that will come, even Tinubu himself will be, in fact, he will be forced to leave Aso Rock. If Sowore succeed on this one, for example, if he succeeded, then kudos to him. I call it. He deserves. He not. In fact, I don't know. He will be given national honor. Then the next protest that will come, just like they are planning on 1 million march protest December. That's what they have been saying. I don't know if that one is coming up, but if this Sowore succeeded, Nnamdi Kanu, release Nnamdi Kanu, forget about it. This leader, the one that will come, they will not even expect it. That time, they will not even first of all announce it. One day you just come out, bang, anybody you see at that time, just like what happened in Nepal, they will look for a way to escape. That time they will know that Nigerians are serious. Because for a while now, the things that the youth or the citizens, the youth of this country, they are not serious. That's why they continue to do what they are doing, looking down on us that we don't have choice. We don't have any, we can't do anything. We can't do them nothing. We can't do them nothing. You see, when the matter, in fact, I am very sure today, if protests, if we lead national protest, some of the military will take off their uniform to join because they themselves they are not happy. Some of the MOPO, some of the soldier, police, all the security agencies that the government may want to use, some of them will take off their uniform and join the protest against government because the government is back to them as well. Do you understand? It's what happened in Madagascar. The Gen Z were protesting. The military, the president sent to protect them, to prevent the youth from protesting. The momentum was too much. The military could not take it. They joined the protest to send the president out of office. When the president Madagascar, that small fine boy, when he sees that the military joined the protest, he has no choice again. Who is going to protect you? It was a narrow escape for him. Until today now, he's nowhere to be found. He has not come back to his seat. Now the military has taken over. As a military now don't take over Madagascar. Who says it cannot happen in Nigeria? Since we have these two joint together, two Muslim ticket, vice president, president, this country, like I said it before, this country has not no peace. Killing is rising, security rising, hardship rising, poverty, throwing more people into poverty. Why do we need a president? Is it not to make life easier for the citizens? Do we select this? Okay, INEC and Supreme Court of this country just decided to make Tinubu and Shettima president and vice president to suffer the citizens of this country. Because I do not see any enjoyment so far in Tinubu's government, apart from if you are APC member, fine. Other than that, I have not seen anything Nigeria has enjoyed because we have a new government. When you have a new government, you're supposed to at least enjoy one thing or the other. It's insecurity, killing here and there every day. Now, Christian genocide. Anyways, what do you think? So I just played that this protest, they succeeded. They don't hijack the protest. They succeeded. Nnamdi Kanu is out. Once it's out, forget about it. The rest is history. What do you think? Please share, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And wait for the next one. What will come after this protest before December? You watch out. Please share this video.